So this here is the very pretty looking M-346, and it's currently in development by India Foxt Echo. Look pretty, isn't it nice? Yes, it is. And we're going to be having a look at this and take it up for a short jaunt here at Casement, and then we'll be having a multiplayer fight with this as well, right? So, currently in development, as I said, the aircraft itself, interesting, right? So, the Aeromachi M346 Master, it's a family of military twin-engine transonic advanced jet trainers and light combat aircraft. So, a quick look around. Again, it's not the finished polished version. They're still working on it. CG Aviator has a very good video on YouTube. He brought this up for a flight kind of to show it all off. So I recommend you go check it out. Like, there's still one or two things that the Dino needs to work on. There's like the odd sticker here and there needs to be fixed. But don't worry, it's not released yet. He's still working on it, hoping to release it in the coming weeks, right? But as we can see from the texture work and the model work, it's beautiful. Like, this thing is stunning, right? And it is, you know, it's the modern day kind of, you know, MB339. It's the update to it, right? Define Prawn negative. I'm on DirectX 11. So now there's a couple of things. You'll notice that, you know, the wings look a little bit bare, don't they? But we can fix that. And some of the details with all the remove flight, right? The textures here, absolutely insane, lads. Absolutely insane, right? Beautiful. India Foxt Echo know what they're doing, and like they are quite a, you know, they're a very busy developer. I mean, they're making aircraft over in DCS, they're making them here on on Microsoft Flight Sim, and I think they're working on a project for X-Plane as well. Pretty cool. So we can see that we have some static elements there. You have your pitot covers, remove before flight, engine covers, exhaust covers, APU covers, and there's a steps beside the plane as well, right? So what we're going to do briefly, we're going to give you a look at what the whole thing is about. It's a very modern cockpit. It has a heads-up display, beautiful textures inside, very modern, and you know, this thing looks the job. There's a bit of a head scratcher on starting the thing up, but hopefully we can do it together. So you have a front seat and you have a rear seat. Really, really nice. So I'm trying to, you know, just let's see if I can get this thing working. But before I do that, let's look at the outside here, because I want to add some stuff to it, right? So there we go. Now, I just need to tidy up some things. So we'll put in 220 there. We'll put in, I don't know, 180 there. And scroll down here. The probe only needs to be like 10 pounds. Because the aircraft, it'll act like a complete muppet if you press that button, you big idiot. It'll act like a muppet if you kind of overload it. Let me fix this again. There we go. So you can see now that we have some visual representation of some armaments and fuel, right? Isn't it beautiful? So we're going to try and start it up here. So let's see what happens. And then we're going to go flying together, lads. I'll turn on the multiplayer and check things out. So to get us started, there are a number of checks we need to do. We need to, first of all, arm the seats for the ejection. You don't actually eject out of the plane, but they do have the systems modelled. So the seats are armed, ready to go. We're going to turn on the battery and the gens. And while they're warming up, get some lights on here as well. Formation lights, nav, beacon. Okie doke. So here we have our main displays, and we can change all of these around. These are highly, highly detailed. We can go in here, we can look, we can change this to a HSI, we can look at our systems. There's lots and lots of stuff going on here. Lots, right? And you kind of wouldn't expect anything less now from India Foxt Echo, especially when they brought us out that F-35. It was incredible, all right? So what do we need to go to now? Is it this one? The GPS, right? Grand. So we need to start up the aircraft and see what happens. So battery power is on. We have some lights on. I'm going to disconnect the shut-off valves, so fuel is going to flow when we need it to flow. And as we're looking around the cockpit, because I turned on the battery, it takes a few seconds, but all the chocks, ground equipment and the stairs, off they go. Away they go. So you don't need to worry about click spots or otherwise. Once the battery's on, they go away. So what I want to do, we're going to start with the APU. So click the APU. We have some audible sounds. She's spooling. It says it's ready. We're going to start it. So that light will flash, and then we'll get onto APU power. It's grand and quiet. Now we're going to close the main canopy. So much detail going on here. And like, so many buttons work. Lots of stuff work in this plane. It's fantastic. Right? So It has like kind of like an alignment system where it needs a number of satellites to kind of synchronize its position. Anyway, we just need to turn it on with a switch down here. When you turn it on, you get a little light here saying how many satellites it's tracking and its estimated error. So it's effective up to 100 meters, but I think it needs like something like 4 in the real world. So that comes on. Looking over on this side, don't need anything else here. We're going to now go for an engine start, right? So let's go for that. So we're going to start the left engine first. So we have an engine idle switch. We're going to click this. Green light indicating good to start. So we'll click start. And as we're starting that, this annunciator panel, it'll start disappearing and it is warnings, right? So we can see that the N1 is coming up. We will eventually get EGT. It'll rise. There seems to be a bit of a delay with that. I don't know, is that intentional or what, but you know, looks grand. While we're waiting, we can turn on our HUD. 2 switches, one on the lower left, one on the lower right, and then we can go ahead and click comms. This is the home page for your comms. If you go to IFF, you can change your squawk code. We'll just put in something random, and we'll go back to comms. Engine 1 seems to be running. EGT is coming alive. You can hear the engine spool up. While we're waiting, we'll hit our B key just to reset our barometric pressure. And I think we're looking okay. Spids 91, he says, Murph, are you in training or education in real life? You sound very like, I know, you sound like every instructor I ever had. Don't listen to me. I lead you astray. Engine is started. See, you're getting this muffled weird sound. Put the engine start to normal. It actually turns off the starter motor and we should be okay. So if a good start on the left, we're now going to go for the right. Idle start, green light is indicating we're good to start. We'll start that. Some of the exterior sounds during startup. Hey, Nace is here. Nace is a beta tester with India Foxt Echo. Yeah, I always did the same. EGT is rising. We're going to put the engine onto normal. And we're going to disconnect or shut down the APU. We're good, we're good. So we can see we have a couple of instruments here telling us there's stuff turned off. We need to turn them on. So we'll go ahead and get our nav, tech on, and radar altitude on. IFF is turned off, turn it on, and we need to activate our oxygen system. Oxygen on. So we're getting an oxygen flow. It's flashing to let us know oxygen is now flowing. Other things we need to look at, we can see takeoff trim needs to be set. Air brake, we'll go ahead and test that. That's pretty. Air brake, you can see it fully extended. That's a nice graphic, isn't it? Flaps, we can do the same. Isn't that nice? Leading edge, trailing edge. And now we need to trim for takeoff. Here we go, done. And just like that, we're pretty much ready to get going. Now, weather here in Dublin, we'll just change the time of day a bit to make it look pretty. There we go. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to fly around Bal, come back in, and then we're going for a group flight for anyone who is interested, right? So, taxi lights come on. Start flaps for takeoff. Can you test the gear on that display as well? Yes, yeah, you'll see that. I won't do it now, but yeah, you can. Right, so. We're looking good. Parking brake coming off. And we're rolling. What do you think? Isn't it pretty? Hey, Wayne Prefontaine. Party on, Wayne. Yeah, right. Jay Whitaker says, man, that thing is good. It's pretty, man. This is really nice. There are some flight model issues. I don't know, is it intentional or is it just my bad flying? It takes a little bit of getting used to. It's not the most... Oh, I never did the MASS. That's down here, look. Arm it there now, you devil. There we go. All is well in the realm. If it looks right, it flies right. And the aircraft definitely looks right. It absolutely did. Hey, Bad Dog is here. Good to see you, man. Welcome in. Hey, Captain Arash. Good to see you, my friend. Hope all is well. So we got ourselves positioned here onto the runway. Go ahead and turn our landing lights on. Get ourselves lined up. Going to be runway 22 departure here out of casement. And we're just going to boot it around the place. Now, quick checking all our lights are doing what they're doing. Instrument lights, make sure they're on. Formation lights are on. Put on our external CVRT lights on. Flood lights, turn them on as well for the crack. I think we're looking good here, lads. Jump into the back seat, make sure we're good in here as well. Again, everything is controllable, front or back, except I think for the engine start. No, engine can start as well. Sweet. So the instructor usually sits in the back, right? Okay, I think we're good to go. So to get us going here, what we're going to do is some stuff. So we're going to hold the brakes. We're going to increase power to 80%. There's 80%. Brakes off and power coming in. It's like instant airspeed alive. We're going to rotate it around 115. There she be. Yep, see Daisy. Positive rate. Gear up. Flaps in. And we're already chugging along at around 250 knots. Bring the speed back. Calm it all down. And we'll check it out from out here. It also has some nice visual effects. Oh, yes. Actually, it didn't show you nighttime. Hang on a second, lads. Hang on a second. There we go. How it looks at night. There's not much to see because it's dark, right? Look at the reflections on the side, though. So I was also saying the night lighting got a little bit enhanced. I'll show you that now in a second. Bringing the out exposure up just a smidgen. I mean, isn't that something? It's absolutely amazing.